Hello and welcome to QUTV Sports This Week. I'm Carter Lenzen.
And I'm Ryan Capps. A new coffee spot is here to challenge Wake Up Wednesday, and a first-year program got their first win of the season.
A day of softball was bigger than just the game, and there was a greater meaning behind it. And that's where we begin today. The QU softball team played against Drury in a doubleheader recently. While the team was looking for a W, the day was actually had a special meaning behind it. QUTV's Lindsay Fisher takes us to the Strikeout Cancer Day on the Mart Heinen softball field.
Some of you may not be directly affected by cancer, but almost everybody knows someone who is or who has it. Well, the QU Hawks softball team wanted to bring awareness to the horrible disease and also play the sport they love at the same time. The Hawks softball team got to rep some wristbands and even got some stickers to even put on their helmet or visor. The Hawks look at the stickers and wristbands as reminders to always play for something bigger, which was the motto for the day. The Hawks also got to rep some new blue unis and also got to put on some blue socks to even match.
I thought it was really special that we had a personal connection this year. We chose colon cancer because we have a player whose father has been affected by it and is going through treatment currently, so I think it held a little bit more special place in our hearts, doing something to recognize that and trying to help raise awareness.
Micah Hurley and her dad, Shed, got to share a special moment before the games as he threw out the first pitch. This is a day the Hurley family will never forget, and the Hawks softball team was honored to be a part of it. The Hawks softball team also got to write on pieces of paper who they know who have been affected by cancer and who they think of when they step on the field.
Unfortunately, the Hawks did not catch 2 dubs that day. The second game came close, only losing 8-7, but it was a good day to be around family and friends and support a great cause.
All the proceeds made from the game from the silent auction will go to George Rea Cancer Treatment Center in Kirksville, Missouri to help Ched Hurley with chemotherapy and radiation. Lindsay Fisher, QUTV Sports, Quincy.
If you would like to donate to this cause, please contact QU head softball coach Kathy Monroe.
QU had a chance to witness the first ever cheer and stunt event here on campus at Pepsi Arena.
That's right, we had the opportunity to get some coverage of the event. QUTV's Tony Lundy brings us a first-hand view of this team. So Tony, what are some takeaways you see with this team?
You know, it was their first season, and what do you expect with the first season? You expect some struggle, and their 2-14 record kind of seemed to sway towards that, but I don't think it was that. I think that they're doing really well, and they were able to get some points against some teams that are nationally ranked and have a couple championships under their belt. And the cheer and stunt team has made a huge success of their first season and had the chance to continue their success this past weekend against Missouri Valley College. Let's take a look at some coverage I got on their practice prior to the competition and the competition itself.
The cheer and stunt team have been working like crazy to put a stamp on their final performance of the year. They have provided many new tricks and stunts to bring out this weekend to give them the most points possible. The team is coming off a recent success where they won 2 games against Northern Kentucky and Southwest Baptist. Coach Diane Shoemaker plans to take their success and carry it into this weekend.
So I feel really good about the recent wins. Something that not a lot of people understand about the sport of stunt is that building a program from the ground up is really difficult. And so to get a win in your first season, especially against veteran programs, is huge. I never would have told the team this at the beginning, that getting a win would be a goal. But now we have 2 under our belt, and with Missouri Valley coming in for a game on Sunday, it's our last game of the season. We've been working at it for months now, and we have a really good shot at beating them. They're somewhat of a veteran program, but we can compete at that level. And so if we come out at our best, I think it'll be a really good game.
Many fans and spectators came by Pepsi Arena to witness history firsthand. With the Hawks perfecting a pyramid round routine, the Hawks scored a perfect 4 out of 4 points in the jumps and tumbling round, overtaking the Vikings 4-2. Quincy scored 2 points in the team routine quarter, gaining 1 point in the partner stunt portion of routine 2 and 1 point in the pyramid section of routine 3.
Unfortunately, the Hawks lost 17-7, which does put an end to their season as they finish 2-14, but this just proves that they have what it takes to compete as they move on and look forward to what they have for next year.
It was really special for us, and especially the crowd that showed up. We appreciated it so much because not a lot of people know about stunt, so it was super special to us to have all of our favorite people here with us. Next year, we definitely look forward to growing as a team. We have a lot of potential, and this was just kind of the beginning, learning the ins and outs, and next year we're really going to thrive, and I'm really excited for this program.
The stunt team finishes their season with an overall record of 2-14, but don't let that record fool you, as this was just their first year and they are only getting better, while they are already stealing points from the veteran ranked teams this early on.
Yeah, I mean, so with that, I think, you could see that they have what it takes to find more success and build off the year that they just had. And now Coach Diane Shoemaker is going to be working full-time next season. And from what I've heard, that their team's already going to be doubling in size. So it's something to look forward to.
Yeah, you can definitely tell they're putting in a lot of work, so we'll make sure to stay updated with them and just see how their season will go next year. So thank you for joining us, Tony.
Thank you.
Sticking with the stunt team, they have hired a full-time head coach for next season. QUTV reporter Michael Lanier tells us you might already recognize her.
Cheer and Stunt was a new program this year on the campus of Quincy University. First-year head coach Diane Shoemaker stepped into the unexpected role and faced the challenges head-on. She enjoyed it so much that she will now be taking over full-time as head coach next season.
Super excited to take this position full-time as head coach of Cheer and Stunt, mostly because I think over the past year we've learned what it's going to take to make this program sustainable and give it the longevity of other competitive programs.
For a lot of people who know Diane, they know that she's the Director of Student Engagement on campus. But balancing the Director of Student Engagement and being a cheer and stunt coach is about as hard as doing a toe touch. That was not easy.
And as I was trying to balance my role in student development with this head coach position, we just found that I couldn't do my best at either job. And if I'm being so honest, this program is, it's my baby. It has my heart, and I can't imagine leaving it to someone else. And I'm so excited about the future of it.
Although the season just wrapped up, Coach Diane Shoemaker is excited about the next season and the leaps the team looks to make. Michael Lanier, QUTV Sports, Quincy.
The women's soccer team traveled to St. Louis where they played a scrimmage against Lindenwood University. Lindenwood University is an NCAA Division I school that plays in the OVC Conference. Last season, Lindenwood ended third in their conference, so it was a big challenge for the Hawks. QUTV's Freya Henson tells us what it's going to be like to go up against a big school like Lindenwood.
The music was playing loud in one of the vans that brought the women's soccer team to St. Louis, while some of the players was trying to do some homework. When the soccer team arrived, they took a little walk down to the big stadium, and then it was kickoff time. And the players gave me some thoughts about the game after they had played. The game ended 4-1 to Lindenwood, with Regan Hess being the only Hawks player to score.
I thought it was a great opportunity to rise to the challenge that we were up against. It also showed that we had the grit to continue through all the way to the end of the game, as the goal was scored in the last 10 minutes, and I think that goes to show that as a team we were able to work together and put in our final chance at the end as a team. So.
It's such a unique challenge for the Hawks to go up against such a strong competition, and also just in general play in such a big stadium. It's definitely something different.
It was a tough challenge, definitely. They were really high intensity, a lot of athleticism coming towards us. But I think as a whole defensive unit, we did really well to keep them at bay, to be honest. And then me personally, got some hard shots. I can't say more, obviously, but I thought I did pretty well for what I did.
For the Hawks, it wasn't just about the scoreboard. It was about growing together, learning, and taking on new challenges. Freya Hansen, QUTV Sports, Lindenwood.
That was a big experience for the Hawks in St. Louis, and one they hope will pay off when the regular season rolls around in the fall. Athletes and non-athletes alike now have a new option for drinks and sweets in town. And it's even closer to campus than you can imagine. A brand new coffee shop opened up on 18th Street this past Saturday. Due to its close proximity, it seems like word is getting out quickly.
Basically, there's caffeine in it.
Welcome to Roost Coffee Company, in a location so convenient for QU students, it's almost impossible to miss. But don't let the name fool you. The menu ranges a lot wider than just coffee, from Lotus and dirty soda all the way to donuts and cakesicles. Roost seems to have a treat for everyone.
Just location is awesome. I mean, we're right here, right across the street from the school, so not far to walk. We got a nice little cozy area in here, nice couch and everything, and really good drinks and a discount too.
With the end of the semester quickly approaching, head over to Roost and take advantage of the calm environment as well as the free Wi-Fi. They're fully open for business as well and are excited to serve the QU student body. Be sure to take advantage of their QU student discount. Their hours are 6:30 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Monday through Friday and 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Saturdays. You know, Quincy seems to be a spot when it comes to coffee. We have Carter's, Hebrews, Winks, and now Roost.
Yeah, that might be the case, but you know what Quincy University is really known for?
What's that?
Sports. And speaking of sports, QTV's Michael Lanier is going to provide our weekly sports highlight right after the break.
Welcome back to QUTV Sports this week. It's been a busy week for QU Athletics this week in sports.
QTV's Michael Lanier is here to give us the highlights of the week.
The QU tennis teams took on William Jewell, where the men defeated the Cardinals 6-1, winning the first and second of the double matches by a score of 7-6 and a set of 6-2. The men's team took 4 out of the 6 single matches against the Cardinals also. The next day, Rockhurst came into town and took care of business against the Hawks. Joseph Rediford had himself a weekend, winning all of his matches over the past 2 days. Rockhurst defeated the Hawks by a score of 5-2. Now jumping to the women's side of the court, the Hawks had a clean sweep against the Cardinals, winning 7-0, winning both of the double matches by a wide margin and winning all of the single matches on the day. The next day was the exact opposite as the Rockhurst Hawks came into Quincy and took care of business, wiping the sheet clean, beating the Hawks 7-0 and leaving Quincy with a win. The Rockhurst Hawks also came to visit the Quincy Hawks at the Rock for a women's lacrosse game on Sunday afternoon. A very tough 11-1 Rockhurst team took care of business against a hurt Hawks squad who are missing 2 of their key players. The Rockhurst Hawks beat the Quincy Hawks by a score of 20-5. Some key performers are Amelia Ham, who got the hat trick with 3 of the 5 goals. She also scored her 100th goal in a Quincy Hawks uniform. And Annie Moran, who had the other 2 goals for the Hawks. Quincy looks to bounce back from that tough loss tomorrow at the Rock at 3 p.m. against the McKendree University Bearcats. Another QU baseball player racked up an award this week. Kobe Esteen, a starting pitcher for the Hawks, took home GLVC Player of the Week. Esteen earned this award after he pitched 7 no-run innings of ball while striking out 9 batters in Game 1 against the 18th-ranked Louis Flyers. Congratulations, Kobe. Men's volleyball took on one of the biggest schools in the country on Friday night. Ohio State University came into Quincy to visit the Hawks. You see the Hawks in white and Ohio State in red. The Hawks tried to compete, but the Buckeyes showed why they are one of the top teams in the MEVA Conference. Quincy's Alexander Sosa led the Hawks with an impressive 18 kills and added 5 digs, while setter Dylan Feely chipped in 30 assists. Many fans showed up to support the Hawks and to get a look at the Ohio State Buckeyes. The loss drops the Hawks to 8-18 on the season and 2-13 in MEVA Conference, while Ohio State improves to 15-10. Ohio State took all 3 sets. With a potential GLVC Division II conference in the works, this could be the last time that national powerhouse like Ohio State visits the Hawks. And on Saturday night, the Hawks played their final game of the season against the Ohio State Buckeyes. The Hawks lost all 3 sets, but every set was close. Some key players from that game was Alexander Sosa with 20 kills and Dylan Feely with 32 assists and 13 digs. Things look promising for the men's volleyball team going into next year. And that is it from the sports wing. Back to you.
Despite the 2 losses against Ohio State, the men's volleyball team still got to celebrate their seniors. Lucas Laudentine had a chance to talk to the seniors and get their thoughts on their time at QU.
The QU men's volleyball team had a chance to celebrate 3 senior players and 1 student assistant over the weekend. The Hawks took on Ohio State over the weekend in what turned out to be the seniors' final opportunity to play in a Hawks uniform. The Hawks needed just 1 win to make the postseason, but unfortunately fell short. This didn't change anything about how the seniors felt about their time here at Quincy.
Well, it's been a privilege to play here at Quincy University. I mean, this past year has been the most memorable season out of all the 4 that I've had. So, you know, it's been an honor to play here, and we put up a good fight against Ohio State, who is a top-ranked team in the nation, and we gave it all we had.
Senior Day is a celebration that is earned through the years of hard work from each senior. But of course, the emotions experienced on Senior Day aren't just all geared towards that one day. It's a result of the reflection on the many years that these athletes have spent here at Quincy University.
I mean, my favorite thing about being part of the team here at Quincy is the culture. You know, I've been here 4 years, been a part of this program 4 years, and every single guy that's come through here has made an impact on the culture. You know, we might not have had the result that we wanted today in the match, but I'm leaving happy knowing that the program is going to continue to do great things going forward.
After graduating this spring, Gunnar Kukanen and Scotty Dorn-Grisha plan to go on to grad school, while AJ Goodyear and Jerry Garcia both plan to begin working. Lucas Laudentine, QUTV Sports, Quincy.
Student athletes on campus struggle to find the mother and father figures when they are away from home. For the QU men's lacrosse team, they take the father figure term literally. Father Darren Zinley is a professor and a director of campus ministry. He attends QU men's lacrosse practices and games. He loves teaching the students about Christ and being around Quincy and its small town feel. When a couple of men's lacrosse players invited him to practice, he took them seriously and decided to show up. Since he hasn't looked back and has tried to learn the sport and the rules of the game, he has made it a goal for himself to learn how to use a lacrosse stick by the end of their season.
You know what I find with the guys is they're a very friendly group and they're goofy, maybe because they've been hit in the back of the head with a stick too many times. But they're an enjoyable group to be around. They show a lot of gratitude and they show a lot of friendliness. So their welcoming hospitality is what makes coming out here just a great experience for me.
The Hawks really like having Zinley around. They also like hearing what he thinks of the opponent that week. Sometimes he prays with the players and makes sure they are doing well off the field. He is open to coming to other teams' practices and hopes to learn more about other sports on campus. If you would like to meet Father Zinley and hear his words of wisdom, he is usually in his office during the week. He is in room 202 in Francis Hall. Shoes are an everyday necessity for people for whatever they need, from playing sports, going to class, or just walking around. But some people like a more unique type of shoe that is cool and retro. QTV's Henry Ballmer kicks around an idea of finding new shoes.
Shoes are essential for all people, from needing them for work, school, or whatever they might need them for. Originally, plain old running shoes and tennis shoes were the go-to shoes for most people. But now, the culture of the shoe game has changed.
Shoes have changed over the years, a lot for the good. As for instance, a few years back, Air Maxes and just Nike running shoes were the go-to for everyone. But now, the game has changed, as everybody was trying to look flashy with some heat on their feet. From Jordans to Dunks, or even some crazy looking slippers.
With the shoe game changing and heading back to the past, there's demand for retro and stylish shoes. We got the chance to talk to Q-Town Kicks owner Alex Eckhart on how he has gone with the shoe trends.
I sold whatever was in style, whether it's Jordans, Yeezys, Dunks, whatever people wanted, that's what I sold. So I did that out of the trunk of my car until junior year at QU, which was last year, and I opened up the storefront.
As running shoes and tennis shoes were the trend, but now are in the past, we got Eckhart's insight on what shoes are in style and what is to come in the future.
I don't see Jordans leaving anytime soon. But along with Jordans, there's Dunks, Yeezys, whatever. They always rotate in and out of style, just like clothing. Dunks are huge. If you look back 5-10 years ago, nobody wanted a pair of Dunks, but now it's one of the biggest shoes that you can buy. So I think shoes are like clothing. Every 20 years, the styles will reset.
Now that there's a new trend in the shoe world, it seems that retro shoes are what to get your hands on now. So don't miss out on the new trends and get some new kicks. Henry Ballmer, QUTV, Quincy.
With all those cool looking shoes there at Q-Town Kicks, I might need to go check it out myself. And if I do end up going, I'd have to get myself a fresh pair of kicks.
You know, Ryan, I love this warm weather we're having. But do you think it's here to stay?
You know, I hope so, because to be honest, I am so done with the cold. Coming up, Jake Vitale will tell us if this warm weather is here for good and what seniors need to do before their big day arrives. But first, let's take a look at the sports schedule for this week.
Welcome back. With mental health being a large part of the world today, Quincy University students wanted to take action. Students have started a club to bring awareness to all mental health challenges. I took a deep dive in what it means to be a part of the Green Bandana Project. The Green Bandana Project has a new chapter in Quincy, Illinois, with student athletes looking to raise mental health awareness, reduce stigma, and connect students to mental health and suicide prevention resources.
The goal of the Green Bandana Project is to kind of destigmatize mental health and raise suicide awareness on campus. And so it has a link to all of the mental health resources that people can reach in a crisis or just if they need help.
The Quincy chapter of the project looks to bring awareness to mental health problems by making different types of posts on social media and even doing Q&As on Kindness Week. It's safe to say that the project means different things to different people.
The Green Bandana Project is really important to me. It's a way of just letting people know that there's always someone who wants to listen if you're struggling. You always have a shoulder to lean on and just be there for them.
If you want to get involved with the project, you can find all the members on campus. All you need to do is look for the green bandana on their back. The green bandana is a symbol of hope for keep bringing awareness to mental health conditions. So Jake, last week you told us about the big senioritis bug that's going around, but is there anything else going around here?
Yes, there is. People are catching spring fever. I saw a bunch of people getting sunburn last weekend, with the temperatures being up in the 80s. And that warm weather, it signals that graduation season is right around the corner. This week, I'm going to make seniors' lives a little bit easier by laying out a checklist of what they need to graduate.
With the weather heating up, seniors are getting a wake-up call that their long-awaited graduation day is approaching fast. Since January, emails have been sent out about applying for graduation. Degree candidates who apply after the March 1st deadline will be charged a late fee of $100. The 2025 spring commencement ceremony is scheduled for Saturday, May 17th at 10 a.m. in the QU football stadium. All tuition, housing, food, fees, interest, library fines, and parking tickets should be paid in full by April 15th. Exit loan counseling for those graduating with student loans should be completed by April 15th as well. Students must have all service learning hours completed by Friday, May 9th. You complete those through MobileServe.
If you need any more information on the events surrounding, or just you like to read it out and see what you really need to get done, you can check out the commencement page at quincy.edu.
With all this coming up quick, make sure to get outside and take some time to relax and spend some time with friends as this chapter of life comes to a close.
Being able to get outside and enjoy this heat we're getting might be a little difficult as we take a look at this forecast ahead. So right here, you're seeing that we're going to have April showers coming up this week, a lot of warm temperatures, but there's going to be a beautiful week ahead. So we're looking here at today, we're going to get a high of 72 with a low of 55 this evening. That's significantly above the average temperatures, which are normally around 65 and 43 at this time of year. Back in 2002, my birth year, it was 90 degrees, and in 2018, which doesn't seem too long ago, 7 years ago, by the way, was 28 degrees. So looking at Wednesday, we got a beautiful Wednesday. We got temperatures of 72, partly cloudy with not too much wind, around 10 miles an hour. And tonight, we're going to get that rain that I was talking about starting to come in. temperatures around 55 degrees, cloudy skies, and that wind starting to uptick just a little bit. Thursday, the showers come in. We got a nice temperature of 75, so you might want to still be wearing, some shorts, a light t-shirt, but you're going to want to bring that umbrella. And we also have a lot of wind, 15 to 25 miles an hour. And looking at Friday, we got those showers continuing, mostly in the morning, but we got a great temperature of 79, almost up to that 80-degree mark. Friday evening, that's whenever the storms are going to really kick in this weekend. We have a temperature of 47. And then on Saturday, the temperature is going to go up a little bit, but we still got a whole bunch of rain. So you might want to trade out, that umbrella for a raincoat, bundle up a little bit and keep yourself warm. Looking at the 7-day, we got those warm temperatures we talked about. And Sunday, Easter, is going to be very similar to that Saturday. So, whenever you're dressing up for Easter, you might want to bring an extra pair of shoes for you, so that you can go Easter egg hunting and you don't mess up your nice heels or dress shoes, and you have a nice pair of worn-in sneakers. And then on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we see those temperatures start to climb back up into the low 70s. And those low 70s, you're going to see that we're going to have a beautiful week, continuing in those low 70s all the way throughout until next weekend. And that is what I have in store for your forecast.
Thank you for the weather update, Jake. Other than the rain and showers, looks like it's going to be nice to see that warm weather finally sticking around. But I wonder what students around campus have been doing to enjoy that warm weather.
Well, guys, what I heard is we had some furry friends come to town and help calm the students' nerves. But, I wouldn't call it your typical petting zoo. More on this after the break. Quincy University hosted its first goat yoga event on campus. The event was sponsored by NAMI Club. The students got to go attend free. QUTV's Tony Lundy takes us there.
Students across campus lined up to be a part of this opportunity. Goat yoga is used to reduce stress, have a fun experience, and provide a challenge to the art of yoga. The sessions were an hour long and provided 2 groups. A liability form had to be signed in order to participate. Many students found joy and excitement out of the whole experience.
It was really good. It was something that I've never done before. I like yoga, so putting goats in there was a little bit weird at first, but it was really fun. It was a good laugh. Everybody really got involved. And although I may have got pooed on once or twice, overall I'd say it was a really good experience.
Though the goats may have turned the atmosphere into a landmine for the students, that was the only problem as far as the goats. The students were put through many obstacles, like having a goat jump on their back while in pose, and even try to have the goats walk across their backs at once. Many of the students struggled, but it was all in fun. If you like yoga and you want to participate in something a little different, I suggest Goat Yoga, as the group that they were working with were very friendly, and these goats are just absolutely adorable to work with. So give it a look. These goats are trained well and provide friendships to those who attend and participate. The 2 women that run the show have worked together for a long time, but one became an instructor just last year.
Well, I've raised goats for years, and Susan and I became really good friends through goats, and she started goat yoga in 2019, and last year she needed a new instructor, so I went ahead and took an instructor's course and got involved in it.
To have an opportunity like these QU students, go to Show Me Your Goga on Facebook and message them. They do any type of event and provide service to where you don't really need anything. Tony Lundy, QTV Sports, Friars Field.
The Goat Yoga event at Quincy University was a huge success, and the university plans to have the event again in the future.
These are just the type of events that I want to see the school having, especially towards the end of the year.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I wanted to go to Goat Yoga, so I could see all the little Henry Balmers running around.
Yeah, I wasn't able to go either just because, school, sports, and all that type of stuff. But it's definitely nice to see them trying to get the students to be more active, and especially just as some semester's winding down, just get us out there and just doing stuff together as a school.
It was a very fun event, but you know who the real GOAT is? Hank. Hank is the real
Hank's
GOAT.
definitely the GOAT.
Definitely the GOAT.
Thanks for joining us for QUTV Sports this week. You can find more stories on QUmedia.net and on Facebook and Instagram. Have a great rest of your day.